Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're taking a look at Salman Khan's latest Sikandar, specifically its box office performance.
Right, we've got the early reports in.
Exactly. And our mission really is to figure out what these initial numbers actually tell us about the film's success, or maybe lack thereof.
More than just the big headline numbers, yeah. What's the story behind the figures?
Okay, so let's dive in. On its third day, Tuesday, Sikandar reportedly collected somewhere between Rs 22 crore and Rs 24 crore,
Okay.
which brings that opening weekend total to roughly Rs 86 crore.
Right, Rs 86 crore. And what's interesting, really fascinating actually, is that this puts Sikandar squarely on track for the Rs 100 crore club.
Ah, the famous 100 crore club.
Exactly. And this is likely to be Salman Khan's 17th consecutive film hitting that mark, probably within, what, the first 5 days?
17 consecutive films. That's just, well, it's unprecedented in Indian cinema, isn't it? The reports are saying no other actor even has 10 in a row.
Nope, not even close. It really underlines his consistent draw, his star power.
It definitely does. But, it also makes you wonder, is that RS 100 crore benchmark, is it still the gold standard it used to be? Does it mean the same thing now?
That's a really crucial point. Um, while it's still a big number, obviously its relevance might be, well, fading a bit, or at least evolving. Box office figures naturally inflate over time.
So inflation plays a part.
And we see this pattern, right? Big star, big opening, but if the content doesn't connect broadly, it plateaus fast. Plus, you've got streaming changing the game for how long films stay in theaters.
Okay, so if that 100 crore mark is maybe less definitive now, what are the key indicators for a really successful big budget film today? Is it more about like sustained audience numbers week after week, or maybe the return on investment?
Exactly, yeah. Sustained occupancy is huge.
Yeah.
How well does it hold after that initial fan rush? And definitely the ROI for the producers. That's becoming much more critical.
So looking deeper into these Sikandar numbers.
Yes, looking at the nuances is telling. We're seeing really strong business in single screens and also these non-national chains, the independent operator.
Right, strong there. But the reports also flag weaker performance in the big multiplexes. They call it cracks appearing. What's going on there?
Well, it could be a few things.
Is it maybe that multiplex crowds are just pickier about the actual film, not just the star?
That's a very insightful way to put it, yeah. The strong single screen numbers. That suggests the core Salman Khan fan base is showing up in force. No surprise there.
Okay.
But the weaker multiplex figures, that suggests it might not be grabbing the broader, maybe more urban neutral audience quite as effectively. And that raises questions about its legs, its long-term run.
So it sounds like the opening is really being powered by the diehard fans. The report suggests neutral viewers weren't totally won over during that first weekend.
Seems that way based on this initial split.
So if I'm getting this right, the headline numbers look good, 100 crore is coming, Salman's star power is undeniable. But this difference between single screens and multiplexes gives a more granular picture. It hints at potential challenges down the line.
Precisely. A big opening is great, essential even, but the real test is how it performs moving forward. Wednesday's numbers, that's the next big checkpoint.
Wednesday is critical.
Yeah. If there's a significant drop, it really underlines that reliance on the core base and might signal trouble for a long, sustained run.
Okay, let's recap then. Sikandar, strong start, driven by Salman Khan's massive star power and his incredibly loyal fans, especially in single screens. On track for 100 crores, his 17th straight.
Yep.
However, the softer numbers in multiplexes and the sense that it hasn't quite captured the wider audience yet, that raises questions about its long-term prospects. Keep an eye on Wednesday.
Absolutely. That initial blast is impressive, but holding power and broadening the appeal, that's the real measure of success now.
So, thinking about this whole dynamic, the reliance on the fan base, the differing performance across cinema types, what does this tell us about where Bollywood box office is headed for these huge star-driven films? It feels like a tricky balancing act, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. You need the star to open big, but you need the content to keep people coming back, especially beyond the core fans. It really makes you question how much star power alone can guarantee sustained success in today's world. With so many entertainment choices available, it's a complex picture.